This is my studio right now, and if you are thinking, girl, it looks like a tornado ran through that. I know it looks crazy, but here's what happened. I was looking for something, couldn't find it, got pissed, so I took everything out, and then I was like, maybe I should just rearrange the whole thing like I was planning to. I started doing that, and I thought, why not record this whole mess? Because look at this. This is a lot of stuff. This is where I do work and fun stuff, so I have a lot of things in there. I have to get rid of everything that is on the side because I'm gonna move my desk around, and I have a C-shaped desk which I did not want to take apart because that's gonna take a lot of work to put it back together. So I was like, let me just take everything off and move it as it is. So I need to get rid of everything that's on that side of the wall because that's where I'm moving the desk. And I thought I could move the shelf like that with all my yarns hanging on it, but yeah, you're gonna see me struggling. So that is an extra like half an hour of me just taking everything out. I finally got rid of all that, and now I'm gonna move on to the desk where I have everything out. I'm gonna have to put that away because I want the desk to be as light as possible so I can move it. I'm moving the desk myself. I don't have help. That's why I'm trying to get everything off and out of it so it's light as possible so I can do that myself. And like I said, it's a C-shaped desk, so I'm gonna have to go like back and forth on each end. So here's where I realized, because I was just piling everything in the hallway, I realized that I still have lots of stuff in the room that I have to bring out, and it's getting really crowded out there. So of course I have to go back there and move everything out of the way. You know how you're doing something and then you think you could do something else, like multitask? Well, I thought, why not do a load of laundry? And I realized, my shelf was in the way. So here's me just carrying all my laundry in the hand, just bringing it upstairs and throwing it in a washer, and then continuing. And in case you are wondering why mi gaton platrap la kontena wara plus la selfie, that is gonna be at the end of the video where I'm gonna show you guys how I use that. Why mi gaton platrap la botol wara inside lo office plumi, office space plumi. So I thought I was gonna have to leave my computers on the desk and move it, but that was just too, that was just dumb, because when I tried moving it a little bit, I realized that thing is heavy. I know it doesn't look that much. It looks like it's just frames and a bunch of plywoods attached to it, but it is heavy. So the best thing was to take everything apart. So I have to unplug all my monitors and everything that's connected together, which I have to plug them all back together again after. So that was an extra time that I didn't think I was gonna have to do. I thought all I had to do was clear all the stuff that is on the desk in the drawers and then just move my desk, but no. So I brought boxes, cleared everything that's in the drawers. Like I said, I needed it to be as light as possible because I'm moving the desk myself. I don't have help, so it's gonna have to have nothing on it or just yarn, which is, it can have a lot of yarn on it too. It just has to have, you know what I mean? It has to have almost nothing on it for one person to move a furniture by itself. So that was just me trying to do that, get everything off the desk. And because I'm doing everything in the same space, I have to vacuum in sections. So the spots where I cleared out already, I have to vacuum that. And then when I'm moving stuff around and I have other spots cleared up, I'm gonna have to go in again and vacuum. So that is basically the process that I'm doing. And all these, I started doing it at 7 p.m. I know, plus luos sunlight, na kaino sen clear, it's not 7 p.m. but it's summer, so 7 p.m. I'm still sansa, still strong. Stop at them go close to low, 9:30. Low night now I'm so good dark. So 7 p.m. is like still bright. And I realized, no, my computers are gonna fall apart. They're gonna fall down. So I was like, let me take them down. I don't want accidents. I don't need anything to happen. All the connections that I needed, I'm gonna have to use a different power outlet to plug everything. Since I'm moving the whole desk around, I'm gonna have to use a different outlet that's closer to where the desk is gonna be. So it makes sense that I have to take everything apart. So that's what I did. As you guys can see, this is the C-shaped desk. Me going back and forth, doing its turn, like small turns, so I don't have to break it apart because they're on balls and joints, and if you go too far, it's gonna like, it feels like it's gonna break, even though it's not really gonna break, but the tension on the nuts or the screws is gonna, you know, cause something to go wrong, obviously. So I was going as slow. I was literally like moving it 2 or 3 inches at a time each side, going back and forth, doing all that. Now I'm becoming a threat. I fucking heard what you said. I'll make you have some regrets. And no, I never forget. So now you have a few debts. That shit, it needs to be paid with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. You will never see me coming. You won't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil. He snaps me straight in the and I finally got to a spot that I'm happy. So now I can go ahead, clean my desk out before I put everything back together. So I'm just clearing out my desk so I can wipe it down. You have some regrets, and no, I never forget. So now you have a few debts. That shit, it needs to be paid with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me coming. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil. He snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel. I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks. I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me coming. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E right in your side. You will never see me coming. Yeah, it was getting around 8 p.m. So of course, me go open one bottle me to nakamputi lokona yet start and me walk yet start. Usually I play music, but because of copyright, I don't like to do that anymore unless I'm gonna do like a different music or all that over it. So today I was like, let me just not play music. But I did bring my tablet in, and I was binge watching Supernatural again. So that's what I was listening to. I wasn't really watching, but I had that playing while I was cleaning out my room. So I got my desk finally to where I wanted. I wiped everything down. I put all the computers back, but I have not plugged those in yet. I was like, if I plug those in, I'm not gonna wanna, do anything else. So let me bring in everything that I took out. So all the stuff, the shelvings, and the stuff that goes on them, my yarn and all that, I have to put those all back together before I plug in my computer, because I know I'm not gonna wanna do all that. Once it's plugged in, I'm just gonna wanna sit down. So yeah, that's what I did. Brought myself in. That took another 25 minutes of putting everything back together.
Now I'm becoming a threat. I fucking heard what you said. I'll make you have some regrets. And no, I never forget. So now you have a few debts. That shit, it needs to be paid with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. Just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel. I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel.
So finally I got most of my stuff inside, and this is me reconnecting everything. And this is probably the best part of the cleaning up, because I don't know about others, I like to, when I'm rewiring stuff, I like to do it as neat as possible, where like if you have so many things connected, I try to get the wires as close and out of the way, especially if you have, chairs and you're sitting down, and if you're going to be walking around and there's going to be lots of, wires around. It's not just the devices that are connected. I have extra like few chargers for pretty much every other thing that I use. So it's just fun. It's like a challenge to put everything back together, but to get all the wirings like in a nice out of the way style, so you can have a nice work space that you're not always worried about tripping over wires and all that. And if it means wrapping it up with a pretty bow, I'm probably gonna do that. But it is always fun when I get so satisfied from just by doing that, just to see that I can put away the wires properly and not have it look like a mess. Because I've seen some people and like videos of people just doing random videos, and they are over by their computer or their setup, and you see just wires hanging in. That's my office, trust me. If you go to the TV area in our house, it's a little bit like messy, but it's on the wall and away from everything, so I don't really care about that. But this is where I sit and do stuff, so I try to get it as neat as possible.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. Don't die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see me coming. Don't die if you try. You just might.
Me doing a little victory dance because everything is connected right and I don't have to redo it.
Just might get a little bit of trouble. K-A-I-F-E, right in your side. You will never see. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel. I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks. I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. Don't die if you try. You just might get
And then finally I gotta bring in my mat that's gonna go on the floor before I bring in my chair. You know, that's the last thing. Once I'm done with that, I can sit down. So I waited till the last minute for that. Folded up my blanket. It always gets a little bit chilly downstairs, and I always have a blanket. But I think I finally got the mess cleaned up. I got all the stuff that you guys seen earlier just laying around. Oh, that leaf is, oh my god, I had that for like 4 months or something. It's a salad leaf. I don't know from what plant exactly, but it was in the shape of a heart, and I kept it. And it's been like I said, 4 months. It was just sitting there in my on my desk. Just because it's the shape of a heart, I like it. Okay. I know that's a little bit weird. But yeah, here's me looking at it and putting it back where it usually is. So it's there right now. And for that water bottle that I showed you guys earlier, this is exactly what I use it for.